Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to the biggest PVL conference yet. And you can hear the screams, you can feel the excitement because you have the PLDT High Speed Hitters against the Cignal HD Spikers, one of our favorite sibling rivalry here in the Philippines, making a comeback in this conference. And we are so excited for all of you to join us, whether in person or live. And here we talked about, again, it's just one of our favorite sibling rivalry, because later at 7 p.m., it's going to be the Choco Mucho Flying Titans against the Creamline Cool Smashers. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Denise Dinsay, joined by my partner, Jamie La Victoria, and of course, our reporter for today, Jaime Escalon, with the latest inside scoops and stories about your favorite PVL teams and players.
Thank you for watching us on the Filipinas Live app, available for Filipinos everywhere. You can also watch the UAP on One Sports and on high definition on One Sports Plus. Hello, Denise.
Jamie, I mean, can you feel the opening day energy here at the Big Dome?
I feel the energy. Like you mentioned, this is by far the biggest PVL conference with 12 teams. All teams had at least 3 months to prepare, so I'm sure this will be an exciting conference.
I mean, the 3 months, we always say that the break in between the next conference is something that is both long and short for the players and for the fans. But we are so excited to see what the teams have been cooking up in those 3 months.
That's right, we have 12 teams with the newest teams, NX led with Gallery. Single round robin, meaning each team will play each other once. The winners take on 4 teams. Semifinals, which is the best of 3 series. 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. Now the winners of that will eventually go on to the finals and battle for bronze, which is also the best of 3 series.
I mean, more teams, more fun, more excitement, and we've got even more stories to tell here in our PVL Filipino conference. So let's get started with our matchup for this afternoon. Again, the PLDT High Speed Hitters. We all know that they're pretty much consistent. I mean, they always make it, they always perform. Who are some new faces that we'll be seeing in this team, and maybe some faces that sadly we said bye to?
Well, during the first All-Filipino conference, PLDT proved that with grit and consistent play, they were the team to beat. They showcased quality ball control and stabilized the defense. Now in the Invitational Conference, they had a tough pool but made it to the top 2 and finished 5th place. And on your screen, we have Kat Arado, the consistent libero of the PLDT High Speed Hitters.
I mean, they've got their goals set out for them, and they're definitely ready to hit all of those goals one by one, starting with this game against their sister team, the Cignal HD Spikers. But we talked about the new faces and, of course, the key additions that will be adding some flavor to this PLDT team.
That's right, Kilos Venice Puson. She usually would go in for that double sub, switching DMAC, but she will be setting for Lyceum in the off-season leagues. Now, key addition, that girl on your screens, Savannah Davison, the Phil-Canadian open spiker who played for NCAA, D1 programs, New Mexico State, and Oklahoma University. Alongside, you have Malaluan and also Ange Legashon.
It's going to be interesting to see how Davison will be blending in and how her chemistry is affecting the team. Because PLDT usually, they have their set of players already. You have your usuals. But now, again, new conference, new mix, new flavor. We're moving on this time around to the Cignal HD Spikers. And what do they have in store for this conference?
Well, it was a tough start of the year for the Cignal HD Spikers, bagging 6th place in the first All-Filipino conference. However, things changed. They went back to the drawing board and their losses turned into lessons learned. The seasoned roster allowed them to prevail, especially with Jovelyn Gonzaga in the mix. Now let's see if the Cignal HD Spikers can continue this streak against PLDT.
It really is about upholding a standard, as we saw on our screens a while ago, because we still have a lot of key holders, Jamie.
That's right. Key holders, which include Ces Molina, Invitational Conference MVP. You have key additions as well. Vanny Gandler, keep in mind.
Familiar face?
That's right. Keep in mind, key loss. Rachel Ann Dakis is currently on leave right now. She's in the States for a coach's camp this month. And key holders, you have Jovelyn Gonzaga, Ces Molina, Jel Cayuna, 2-time best setter, Doria, and also, which is also best middle.
Both teams have big names, and we're both so excited to see how they will be performing. I mean, Rachel Dak is on a leave right now for the Cignal HD Spikers. We'll see who will be able to step up when it comes to the leadership and when it comes to the energy that she brings to her team. Even the ball is so excited to get the game started, Jaime.
Yeah, I'm been afraid of getting hit by that ball. But might I say, Denise and Jamie, it's great to be back. I'm excited. Take a look at our crowd, and we are almost filled here in the Smart Araneta Coliseum. And you were wondering earlier about how Savannah Davison fits in. Well, according to Kat Arado, she fits in just perfectly. She is a ball of energy. They even call her Kenkoy. Sila nga ni Mitch Morente. So
Does she understand that?
She does understand
Okay,
it. She understands a little Tagalog. And for the Cignal HD Spikers, of course, we're not seeing Rad, as you guys mentioned. We are also not seeing Jovelyn Gonzaga and Jelay Nunag, who are in military duties as of the moment. But according to Coach Shaq, expect Vanny Gandler to step up. This might just be her welcome to the PVL season. Now, our segment producers, Jamie and Denise, they've done a great job in filling out, bringing out stories. But to bring out those stories, you need to ask hard questions. You need to ask big questions, which is why we asked Mika Reyes the big question on what it takes to be an underdog.
Hi, it's Mika Reyes of PLDT High Speed Hitters, and this is the big question. Ano yan? Kunin ka na ba? What is this? Ano to? Isa siyang papel. How can PLDT grow beyond the underdog tag? Paano ko nasagutin to? Shucks, ang hirap pala. Pero gusto ko yung tanong. Siguro at first, totoo na underdog kami, na wala kaming chance umabot sa semis, wala kaming chance umabot sa finals. Pero every conference, nakikita ko, nag-i-improve lahat kami ng teammates ko. To be honest, ang tingin ko na kaya pa namin i-improve talaga is yung puso. Yung puso sa paglalaro, yung puso during the game, yung kapit. Kasi lagi kaming almost manalo, almost makapasok. And katulad nga ng sinasabi ko before, sa kanila ako humuhugot ng lakas and sa kanila ako na-motivate talaga. And yung underdog na term na to, hindi naman talaga siya mag-last forever. At naniniwala ako sa teammates ko, sa coaches ko, sa buong team na hindi kami underdog.
And as you saw, Denise and Jamie, sabi nga ni Mika Reyes, nothing lasts forever. It's not every season they will be an underdog. This might just be the year the PLDT High Speed Hitters make it to the finals. Now, speaking of difficult questions, we've been asking a lot of difficult questions. Kindly support our poll and answer it in the Pilipinas Live app. And our question of the day is, which team will have better floor defense? That is our poll question of the day. So similar to what I did in college, I will give it to my seatmates because I do not like answering hard questions.
Yeah, I also prefer to keep quiet. I mean, I was classmates with Jamie also back in college. But we always talk about, they said really that the heart is with their teammates. Yung hugot talaga, the inspiration that they get from their players. I mean, I think that's why they call PVL the heart of volleyball. What do you guys have to say about that? What is for you, the inspiration and the heart of it all?
Well, I've been on a team before, I've been an athlete before, and when you play for your teammates, for your coaches, for your family, it has a more fulfilling role. And, when also the fans tuning in on Pilipinas Live, it's very heartwarming for them to watch.
It's definitely the fans, Denise and Jamie. I mean, just take a look around. Look at our background here. We are close to selling out, and we are just in our first game. It just gets better than this in this conference.
I mean, as some shows would say it, wait for it, legend, Dari, and it is just but the opening day of the PVL. So when we come back, the game is about to start, and I know everyone who is watching, whether you're here live on the Araneta Coliseum and also on your screens, on your phones. Don't forget to tweet with the hashtag PVL2023. When you enjoy the game, let us know your thoughts, answer the poll questions, and we're so excited for the game to start after the break.
Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Fernando Velarde. Second referee, Mr. Patrick Castillo. Let's welcome our starters from our PLDT High Speed Hitters. Let's begin with our team captain. She wears jersey number 3, Mika Reyes. At number 12, Rhea Dimaculangan. Wearing jersey number 10, Erica May Santos. At number 17, Fiona May Ceballos. Number 6, Savannah Dawn Davison. And number 13, Del Alomata. Starting libero is number 8, Kat Arado. Head coach, Mr. Rob Ricafort. Presenting our Cignal HD Spikers. Let's begin with our team captain. She wears jersey number 7, Frances Molina. At number 2, Rosalind Doria. Wearing jersey number 5, Manny Gandler. At number 10, Tony Rose Basas. Number 18, Riri Meneses. And number 22, Jel Kayuni. Starting libero is number 9, Bia General. Head coach, Mr. Shaq De Los Santos. This is match number 2, preliminary round of the Premier Volleyball League Season 6.
And there you have it, the starters
All-Filipino.
for the PLDT High Speed Hitters as well as for the Cignal HD Spikers. The PVL opening day continues at the Smart Araneta Coliseum here in Quezon City. Again, our second match has a tinge of sisterhood and rivalry as PLDT takes on Cignal. I'm Denise inside with my partner Jamie La Victoria, and joining us as well is Jaime Escalon for more stories on your teams and the players. Jay, we talked about that it is a new conference and it's not just new faces that we will be seeing, but new protocols as well.
That's right, we have some new rules here. We will have a timeout when what team scores at 13, and then the teams usually before would switch after each set, but they're changing it and we are switching after the second set. And what does that do? That allows the coaches and players to have more of a one-on-one session instead of going to the other side of the court. So that gives them more time for information.
And the game starts, the Bakulangan setting it up. Rachel Dakis, Jovelyn Gonzaga, they're on leave. They won't be able to play for the day. I mean, that's quite an impact on Cignal. I mean, those players, they're the leaders.
That's right. In the last conference, the Invitational Conference, they were reunited, and you can see that when they're together on the court, they make a huge impact. I mean, they both are wing spikers, but the people that are replacing them are Chinchin Bases and Vanny Gandler. And Chinchin Bases, she has been a vet, and now she'll get more playing time, well as Vanny Gandler knows that she has to step up.
And that's always been the story for Vanny. There is quite a lot of pressure on her, even back from her Ateneo days. The pressure to step up, to be the leader. And we'll see how she'll fare here in the PVL All-Filipino Conference.
I watched an interview where on the game, and she mentioned that she has a bigger role in that her ates were able to help her. So, like I said earlier, you play for your teammates, for your family, for the fans, and I'm sure she'll do a great job.
PLDT so far just behind by 1 point. Really, the sibling rivalry between these two teams, Jamie, everyone loves to watch it.
We have a new addition on the PLDT side, Savannah Davison. She is coming from Canada. We did talk about her in the pre-game earlier, and I have to say, she's probably going to add some flair to the PLDT squad.
I mean, right on cue, she sent the players of Cignal right to the bench, getting that point for the PLDT High Speed Hitters. She is full of energy.
That's right.
Ken Koinga, I think that works perfectly well here in the PVL.
And take a look at that set by D-Mac, doing what she does best, giving her one block and able to swing through the block.
Mika Reyes serving. We're tied at 2 here in set 1. Gandler blocked by PLDT. A soft touch. That error by Davison.
Too short by Davison. And Denise, I have to say, I did some research on Savannah yesterday, and
Pretty sure our audience would want to know, who is this new girl in the sea?
she studied biochemistry.
Well,
I know, right? And she's used to a big crowd. I mean, but the thing is, stepping in the Philippines and playing a different system, it's going to be a hard adjustment, but from the looks of it, you can see that she's blending well.
I think it's good that you mentioned that she's used to big crowds. Usually when we talk to, I guess, some foreign players that are guesting on the PVL, they do mention that the crowd, sometimes it takes a lot to get used
Definitely.
to. But here, she just has to adjust to the system, and Jaime already reported before that she's doing quite well. D-Mac setting it up for Davison again with a soft touch. Gandler is there. Cayuna giving away a free ball. Davison again. Gandler with the attack.
Gandler attacking that cross-court attack. No block was found on the side of PLDT. The block was too pushed out to the antenna. Take a look at this. Palamata needed just one step left to to get Gandler's attack.
It's those inches, those details that make the difference.
That's right.
Great serve. I mean, you gotta see that coming.
We are not surprised to that kind of attack. I always say it's not always about power, but placement. And mind you, they've been aiming for Davison on the receive. They want to gauge how she is in that service receive, but she's doing well.
Service for PLDT. Kayuna to Gander again. From the back. The Cignal HD Spikers off guard. Santos right there.
Santos with her first attack, and mind you, that was a back row attack. Take a look at that swing, cross-court attack.
Very petite, but packs quite an attack. Makulangan sending to Davison. Send it to the back. Cignal gives away a free ball. Davison once again. Our first long rally here in set one. That one will be in favor of the Cignal HD Spikers.
Davison trying to go for that short attack. However, Ria Menezes knows where to go for that block. Chinchin Basas rather. And you can see DMAC constantly setting Davison. I think she's trying to get the feel of the ball here.
I mean, what better time to do it than the opening day?
That's
You're
right,
going
now.
against, you know, a well-known rival. Wow.
That looked like a dunk to me.
Well, it was a dunk, JB. Palomata just killing it here. I mean, in set one, really heating things up. She also is already sweating a lot. I mean, you can see Palomata just
Game
taking
face.
the lead, taking charge.
No smiles today, no smiles.
But a service error here for Davison. I guess we're seeing the first game jitters. You know?
That's right. I'm sure it's there. I mean, but I have to say, we talked about her earlier in the pregame. I think Davison will add a new flair to the roster of PLDT. When you think of PLDT, you always think stabilized defense. You have Kat Arada on the court always, but there are moments where a lot of their attacks are not turned into points. So I think Davison could be that closer that they need for this one.
We're seeing quite a bit of unforced errors that both teams seem to be giving, I guess. It's always good to see that even if this rivalry has been going on for quite some time, this time around, nagbabasa pa rin sila.
Yes.
To each other.
That's right, Denise. And like we said earlier, even if they're in the pros, I'm sure they do have the first game jitters opening day.
Don't we all? I'm pretty sure also the broadcast panel has it.
Great swing by Seth Molina, who was the MVP last Invitational Conference, swinging in between the block of PLDT.
2-point lead for the Cignal HD Spikers, 8 serving 6. The ball still
Good.
alive after that down the line attack. Great blocking by Cignal. They found the ball quite literally in the middle.
DMAC went to Fiola twice. It did not work. She went for the offense with that tricky shot right there. Donut hole zone.
I mean, Mika Reyes sold that.
Yep, she did.
I don't know if she knew what was gonna happen. I guess we'll never know.
She was tricked also.
1-point lead.
Nice
Such
serve.
a close game.
It's a great serve.
Service ace for Rhea de Maculangan. We're tied 8-8. Look at that.
Just dropped.
Rhea de Maculangan serving. Another good serve. Kayuna to Doria. Quick kill.
Doria with that quick attack. I mean, she's one of the most consistent middle blockers in the PVL.
As we go to Jaime Escalon for his stories rather on the PLDT High Speed Hitters. Jaime.
Thanks, Denise and Jamie. Well, we were talking a lot about Savannah Davison here in the pre-game, and just to get to know more about her, she actually just graduated her master's degree and has not played an official game in 8 months. Hence, you might be seeing a little bit of jitters and a little bit of rust. But today is a big game because not only is it her first game in the Philippines, but 30 of her family members are watching her live for the very first time. That's right, 30 members. Mixed emotions, but as she told me, all her life has come to this moment. Now, you can make sure to download the Pilipinas Live app for as low as 149 pesos. Back to the panel.
30. That sounds like a barangay to me, Denise.
I mean, when you're in the Philippines, 30 is like the minimum, Jamie.
You're right.
You know the families, we love to support. It's the Filipino way, it's the PVL way. You said it. But look at the game right now. You can hear the screams. D-Mac, Davison on the attack from the back.
I believe that was a stepping violation by Savannah. D-Mac went for her in the back row attack, but you have to step behind the 10-foot line when you approach, and her foot stepped before she went for the approach.
I mean, Jaime did mention that the excitement, you know, the jitters.
That's right.
The combination, I mean, you want to impress your family, you want to make them proud, and you also want to make sure that you're finding your spot here in the PVL.
That's right. Coach Shaq saying that Santos was going for that pancake. However, it did touch the floor.
And now the Cignal HD Spikers putting quite a lead, 4 points. I know it's not much, but with how the game, you know, is running, 4 points is already like 6.
That's already a lot, but let's see. Too early to tell?
Too early to tell. It's only set 1. But the streak continues for the Cignal HD Spikers as we head to our technical timeout with them on the lead 13-8. Now the Cignal HD Spikers we saw during the break, quite in high spirits, and I don't blame them. They're leading 13-8, and we see a more solemn, more quiet PLDT High Speed Hitters. The energy is there. I mean, we hit our technical timeout, but I know JV, you said it's still too early to tell, but you want to start really well.
That's right. It's important to start strong and end strong, and I'm sure one of these teams wants to bag that first set. But if you take a look at the lineup on each team, it's not the same as before. It's different. We have changes on Cignal with Dakis, no Jovelyn Gonzaga. Michelle Morente is also not on the first 6. I believe she's recovering from a back injury. I see that she was not joining training rather. So there's a few changes and a few adjustments they have to make.
But Gander, we see her just adapting to her role quite smoothly right now here in set 1. The excitement is real. I mean, Cayuna just enjoying the ball distribution. What an attack.
Viola Ceballos ending that run for PLDT. She was my teammate back in 2019, and she always went for that down the line attack. So it's important that Cignal adjust their block and place their bodies closer to the antenna.
I mean, that was a very clean down
Yes.
the line hit, avoiding Cayuna's hit as well. Molina to the back. Davison with a soft touch. Back-to-back points for the PLDT High Speed Hitters.
No, I have to give credit for those that did not see it. Kat Arado, when she was digging the ball, it actually looked
to Basas in between the double block.
Basas doing what she does best, scoring in between the block. And Viola Ceballos thought she was going for that down the line. However, she was going for that zone 6. And Basas already has 4 points.
Molina in the service area. D-Mac. Davison aggressively attacking the net and defending as well. Molina gives away a free ball. To Makulangan. To Santos. And you know, she makes sure it's a secret.
That's right, Santos taking advantage of the block, the late block rather, on the side of Cignal.
11-14 still in favor of the Cignal HD Spikers, as Mika Reyes on your screens will now be serving. Cayuna to Molina. Back error there.
It's a good choice by Cayuna. We have not seen any back row attacks by Cesc Molina. But Denise, I mean, look at the score now, 12-14. There was a small gap earlier, and I told you, it's very hard to gauge who will win this first set.
I mean, just like that, we're back to 3 points. Palomata in the front line. Let's see how PLDT will maximize that. Cignal scores once again, trying to move farther away from their sister team.
Del Cayuna tried again with that back row attack on Cesc Molina and succeeded. Going for that cross court.
$15 serving 12. Rhea to Santos. This time it's outside. Too strong.
I believe we're gonna have our first challenge called by PLDT.
And we're gonna find out if it's ball in or ball out.
Coach Raud is saying the ball went in, and Doria was very certain that the ball went outside. So luckily with the challenge system, we can really see where the ball went.
Can't read the players' faces
Yeah.
to see. I mean,
They know how to
Not
act by now.
reliable.
They know how to act by now.
years of experience. You would know.
Yep. Inside.
Inside. So that sheepish grin of Santos, she knew.
He knew.
And I guess the best actress award will be going to Doria.
Yeah. Nice one, Doria.
Without the challenge system, we would have believed you. 15-13. Santos now on the service line. Cayuna to Gandler. Rhea to Davison. This time around, we're seeing both steady plays and attacks from both teams. Free ball given by Molina. Rhea will set it up for Davison once again. He's the back.
D-Mac constantly giving Davison the ball. And if you notice, the sets are lower than usual. I think Davison really likes those quick and fast sets. But take a look, she was able to attack over the block. I mean, this girl has hops.
I mean, when you're that tall, your length is that much. We just saw on the screens Davison's family,
30 of them.
30 of them, who are supporting her. I mean, quite an output so far. Again, this is just set one. Let's see how many points she'll be able to rack up for her first game here in the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Rhea to Davison. The ref just avoiding that.
I know, that almost hit him. The set of DMAC was a little bit too pushed out for Davison to get over the net. Scores now 14-17 Cignal. You know, we're nearing the end of this first set. It's important to lessen the unforced errors and end on a strong note.
I mean, it's also nice to see Rhea de Macolangan also experimenting on new sets because there is a new player. You know, players, fans, you gotta love growth.
That's right.
You also love to see them adjust as well. It's a great way to grow and a great way for fans to enjoy the game.
Davison was able to get a touch on that block. Cesc Molina was there just a little bit late on that reaction. Great dig. Bump set by Catarado. Jelka Yuna just a little bit late on that block.
She was able to slow it down for a bit. Sadly, Molina was not able to catch up to finish that.
Davison already with 4 points.
Meneses relentless in the net. DMAC to Davison from the back. Cayuna to Molina with a push. DMAC. John Cayuna not late, just right.
Viola Ceballos losing some steam in that rally. Went for that drop ball. Have to give credit to Bia General for that beautiful dig. Great block by Jelka Yuna.
I mean, by the way she rejoiced, you can feel like she's playing the finals.
Yes. You see a substitution here on the side of PLDT. Tobino is now on the court for Viola Ceballos.
We're about to get some heavy attacks.
That's right.
Tobino.
Heavy loaded. She warmed up on the side. I was looking at her earlier. She's ready to go.
Vanny Gander serving for the Cignal HD Spikers. 18-15 Cignal being able to maintain their lead. DMAC. Cayuna to Molina. Great blocking by PLDT. So they send it to the back. In-game adjustments.
That's right, Jelka Cayuna maximizing that back row attack on Vanny Gander, and it is working.
As we go to a timeout called by PLDT.
Ha? Importante nyo pa rin dalawa. Antayin nyo na lang yung drop ng setter sa sobrang dikit talaga ng bola. Sa set, kayo na yun, Kaya. Go lang.
Denise with such a vet lineup here on PLDT. They know what to do now. They need to lessen their unforced errors, control what they need to control. They've played this game many times. They know what to do by now, but it's important when you're nearing the end of the first set. This is where you do your best.
We saw in the video during our pregame, Mika Reyes saying that you don't stay underdogs forever.
I like that. I like that.
I really do as well. I mean, coming from a champ, you know, going through all of the stages, being a winner to being an underdog, we're going to find out this game if this will be the start of that redemption arc for the PLDT High Speed Hitters.
That's right. And both teams have had heartbreaking losses in their careers. And I said,
seen the tears.
That's right. I've said this in the pregame earlier. It's only a loss if you don't learn. So it's important that whatever you've learned, you apply it in this match. Now we see a substitution, double sub. We have Legacion and Michelle Morente. Now, for those that don't know, a double substitution allows the first 6 on the court to have 3 spikers, meaning you have more options of offense.
And it's great that Michelle is finally seeing action
Yes.
here in set 1. I mean, you talked about it just a while ago that she could be, recovering from an injury. Lots of players actually are recovering
Yes.
from an injury in this conference. And it is the last conference before the year ends.
That's right. I'm sure they all want to end on a high note. But with Michelle Morente, not only is her skill and defense needed, she's always that energizer on
She's
the
a spark
court.
plug.
That's right.
Ever since Ateneo days. Michelle Morente giving away a free ball. Cayuna to Molina, block. Cayuna goes to Gander. And my goodness, Patty Gander. Really stellar performance here in set 1.
She is stepping up. I mean, Jel Cayuna has so many options. Looks very easy for her because she has 3 options. And Vanny Gander. And if you notice, the back row set attacks, the back row sets of Jel Cayuna, it's a little bit lower before. And with that, you're able to make a much faster offense.
Faster offense indeed. After that great serve by Vanny Gander, Molina took advantage of that.
You do not want to give Cignal a free ball over received by Davison.
I mean, you have in front Molina, Meneses, and Cayuna. No, you don't.
Oh my goodness, too many options on the side of Cignal.
Great defense there. Free ball given by Cignal. Again, score 22-15. Cignal leading. Ball still alive. Cayuna to Molina.
If you were able to look at that rally, the free ball given to Jel Cayuna is a little bit more on the inside, and usually that is the play right there. It's right in the middle. No block was found on the side of PLDT.
You saw the intention of her attack. She was very conscious about avoiding the blockers
Yes.
of PLDT. Again, the smart
That
moves
moves.
of Molina, yeah.
That moves.
When you're a pro,
Easy peasy.
easy peasy for Vanny Gander. I mean, she's making everything, all her attacks, her services, her defenses look so easy, Jay.
Prior to this, she served the ball to Del Palamata, who does not normally receive, and she just aced Kat Arado. It always starts with a serve, and you really have to be smart.
The serve
Kind of aced it.
But you're seeing the amount of work that Vanny Gander has put in those 3 months.
That's right. She showed bright spots in the Invitational Conference. She was coming off the bench. She would switch in with Rad, and she would perform every time, I have to say. Whether their team was ahead or down, Coach Shaq has given her the confidence, and you can see that she has found a new home, and she's more comfortable and loose than usual.
I mean, you're seeing it by the way she moves, her aura, her vibe. She's found a home here. The Cignal HD Spikers as they grab set 1 win against their sister, the PLDT High Speed Hitters. And the Cignal HD Spikers grabbing that set 1 win, 25-16. 28 minutes, that's quite a feat. I mean, you saw how fast-paced it was. There were moments when they were trying to slow it down, but they like it fast.
That's right, PLDT in this first set, they looked a little bit frazzled. They did not have their usual smooth movements, I would say. And on the side of Cignal, we talked about this earlier, they don't have Jovelyn Gonzaga and Rad. However, that is the more that they need to step up, and that is what they're doing. We see bright spots on the side of Cignal with Vanny Gandler and Jelka Yuna as well. Jelka Yuna is distributing the ball beautifully. She has wings, your open and your utility, but she also has a back row attack. We had a few back row attacks with Vanny Gandler and from the MVP, Cesmalina.
I mean, Cignal HD Spikers right now, they know the Rad not being there, Jovelyn Gonzaga will really impact them. I mean, I think coming in, they kind of hinted that they were the underdogs.
That's right.
But they were very much ready to step up to the challenge, and you see all the players, not a hint of nervousness, but more of, I guess, an excitement to finally, this time, they can also prove their worth, prove their value, and they're so excited to see, you know, a new formation for Cignal.
That's right. Cignal is playing, you know, very relaxed.
They are.
And their strength right now is their chemistry and familiarity, I have to say. There's no balls dropping in between each other. There are moments I remember where you would just look at your teammate and you would know what to do already, and that is what Cignal is showing right now.
I mean, with PLDT, there's a new face with Davison.
Yes.
But these two teams, they already know their players. So I think you're seeing PLDT having, you know, that adjustment period. I mean, all teams who have new players go through that. And we're also seeing Davison, you know, blending quite well. She scored a couple of points. I mean, her family is here to support, and we're seeing how they're able to move on after that set 1 loss here in set 2.
That's right. It's only the first game. Anything can happen, but you want to bag the first win. You want to bag this.
Like you said, Jay, you want to start well. The momentum, being able to start that momentum and a win is very crucial to how, you know, it will affect your confidence coming in here.
See Davison getting her first point of the second set. She still needs to get her groove. But D-Mac and Davison, it's very important that they have that connection. I'm sure they're working on that in training. And like you said earlier, this is the time to practice now during games.
Exactly. Davison trying to break down the block. Gandler from the back.
Powerful back row attack.
I mean, when you talk about chemistry, Kayuna and Gandler, Jay. Basas with her usual. I mean,
that cross-court attack, you can hear the impact of the ball on her hand. Jelka Yuna just already on her knees. And mind you, this set is much faster, and the block was a little bit late on the side of PLDT.
she didn't care at all.
With the offense of PLDT, they're really switching it up. They're going down the line and going for that cross-court attack. So that is why PLDT is having a difficult time blocking. But that girl on your screen is Palamata. I think Rhea just needs to give Palamata the ball all the time so she can do that swipe on that 8-quick attack.
Did you see Palamata's face?
My gosh. Told you she's not smiling today.
My goodness.
With a stare down.
Yeah, I wish we zoomed in on her face in that slow-mo.
You need the camera on Palamata's face.
More of that stare down. And I mean, she is quite intimidating as well. You've got that height, you've got that strength. Like,
I'm sure there's some fear on her opponents.
we're tied at 3 here in set 2. Davison with the free ball. Kayuna. Basas.
I believe that was a net touch on the side of PLDT. Now, these are the unforced errors that I was talking about, Denise. I know it's still early in the second set, but you're giving away free points to your team, and you're already down 1 set.
Again, the jitters. Still trying to familiarize themselves with each other, with the court, with Davison, brushing that off. She's very quick to brush off the mistakes. A veteran move, you know, we all know that once you make a mistake, bawi na lang.
Yes, move on. This is the first time in the second set that she has gone for that down-the-line attack. Most of her attacks in the first set were all cross-court, so she needs to vary it up, maybe add some drop balls and add more down-the-line attacks.
That error there by Gantler after a set by Molina. Lead is with PLDT, 1-point lead, 5 serving 4. Savvy Davidson, a biochemistry graduate. Basas. Oh my! Was that a bit off speed?
Off-speed attack.
Crazy!
Basas is known for her trick shots.
She has too much.
And mind you, that was actually zone 2, where DMAC is, where she is supposed to play defense. Basas already with 6 points in this opening game.
I mean, not surprised.
Sorry, Basas, I think I jinxed your shot. I think
We don't mean to jinx, but you know, we have to give where credit is due. They deserve to be highlighted when you're doing well. So now we move back to Palamata, who is serving. 6-5, PLDT on the lead. In the lead, rather. Gandler, my oh my.
Vanny Gandler going for that attack.
Her smile's different.
That's right. But mind you, the rally prior to this, she spiked in the net, so she was able to move on and recover. And I do see growth and maturity on the side of Vanny Gandler back in her Ateneo days.
She really beats herself up,
That's
you know,
right.
when she makes a mistake.
And you could see it in her body language, but now she's more confident, composed, and if ever she does make a mistake, she brushes it off, and that's what you need to do. You're already in the pros. Already 5 points.
I think we should stop praising players. Every time we do that, we're like, let's give it maybe a
They're
time
getting in
limit.
their head when they might be getting a little overconfident when we're praising them. I think they can hear us.
Rhea de Mahulangan serving.
Lessen the praise.
One of the vets. Keep it quiet during, you know, during their service, just so we won't distract them.
This has happened a second time with Davison. She is stepping when she is attacking for that back row attack.
Is it the excitement, the eagerness?
It could be the excitement, it could be the eagerness, but you know, you need to have that court awareness on where you are actually doing your approach, and those are 2 points already that she's given on that air. Race Tabino.
I mean, what did I say about heavy attacks? Tabino's on the court. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Going for that down the line. She is now on the court in substitution for Fiola Ceballos, who started the first set, and I think they need Royce Tabino to do the heavy lifting.
From Zamboanga City. Molina cross court. Santos. Ayuna. Davison was there, I think. Free ball. DMAC to Mika.
You know, it's important for DMAC to understand that the blockers of Cignal are knowing her strategy. They've noticed that a lot of the sets have been given to the open, but that is 1 point given to Mika Reyes. There needs to be more attacks by the middles. You gotta vary it up.
Ayuna to Molina. Sending it to the back. Tabino was there. Davison, cross court. Great dig by General. Come on. Davison, once again, Gandler was there. Ayuna setting it up for Molina. DMAC to Tabino from the back. Molina once again cross court. Great defense by PLDT. Come on, Savvy Davison.
That is her
7
7
points.
That's right. by her 7th attack. I told you earlier, she went again for that down the line, and every time she has gone down the line, she has been successful. It's important that DMAC sets it perfectly. Hitting point, that's what you call it, hitting point near the antenna, so she has space to go down the line.
Royce Tubino brushing that serve off. But Gander remaining that Karit, that Kareed as well. As we go to Jaime to let us know, I guess, how the players are doing and how the teams are faring. Jaime.
Denise and Jamie, I've been hearing a lot of Vanny Gandler having a stellar performance from you guys. Well, I talked to Coach Shaq De Los Santos earlier today, and he said Vanny is a fighter, someone who he knew was just prepared this season. He didn't have to tell her to step up. He knew she was ready for the moment, especially with her atas missing in action. If last season, sabi ni Coach, it was adjustment year, this season is her time to shine. And you guys can watch her shine in the Pilipinas Live app for just 149 pesos. I send it back to the panel.
Thanks, Jaime. I mean, the fans are loving it. Of course, the coach is loving it as well.
That's right.
Angelica Yuna right now with 5 excellent sets. 9 serving 10. Santos.
That dig.
Another long rally.
Overreaching on the side of Cignal, and mind you, Cignal is banking on these unforced errors.
I was gonna say that,
by
Jamie.
PLDT. The score is now tied. You gotta lessen the unforced errors, control what you can control, because you, like I said earlier, you are giving away free points.
I mean, so far, Signal's been enjoying the free points. I mean, because of those, they're now tied at 10, and the momentum is with them. I mean, such a strong lock. Coach rejoicing. My goodness.
Blocked by Doria. No one to get that second attack, second pass rather.
Served by Angelica Yuna. DMAC to Santos with a soft touch. Oh, trick shots. Gander right now with 5 points.
Now that's the first time that Santos went for that drop ball. General was waiting for that down the line attack.
Because that's what she's been doing in the past sets. But again, the smarts of Santos. We're tied 11-11. Mika Reyes serving. Yuna. Oh my.
Too strong. And every time Cesc Molina attacks, mind you, that's her 6th attack. Her facial expressions are my favorite. Firm, very composed, humble player. I mean,
Gets the job done.
She gets the job done.
Simple, strong, not necessarily sweet, but very swaggy. Free ball. Molina will give it to Gandler. DMAC running to set it up for Davison. Gel to Molina from the back. Back-to-back points for Cesc Molina.
You see a trend here on the side of Cignal. A lot of the attacks are going for that back row attack.
Oo, kayo, block and then down and then down, ganun. Akin yung coach, ha? Yes, kanama lang yung block namin, tapos cover. Pero okay yun, doon ka lang, nasa back row ka naman eh. Okay? Ha? Ganun lang kabilis, pero tingnan niya, kapag sila nakinig ha, di ba, nag-play, tatlo, A-quick, dito. Bani, dumikit ka dito, ito yung question natin. Dito ka. Yan, yung side na to. Kaya mo sa libero. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag magkatabi kayo ni Roslyn, A-quick ako, nandito ka. Ito yung dapat nandito ka. Yan, A. Dito niya pinapalo, yung tres sa kanya. Okay? Pwedeng huminga kasi meron pa tayong oras, ha?
Wala yung isa-isa.
Reality!
Together!
And now that's 2 sets, Cignal leading to a technical timeout. Bingo Plus, the first live streaming bingo in the Philippines. Cignal just really catching up quite a bit. Bingo Plus, the first live streaming bingo in the Philippines. Cignal HD Spikers leading here in our timeout. Same as set 1, 13-11. Now, will the outcome be the same as well? Let's find out.
Yep. On your screens, we have Sami Akalidyar.
And all of our fans watching. We see a couple of fans in pink. That's because our next game after this is going to be the Choco Mucho Flying Titans against the Kareem Line Cool Smashers.
Another sister team.
Another sister team. Again, opening day. They really...
Battle of the siblings
My
here.
goodness. They didn't pull the brakes on this one. Ball still alive after that scramble. Kayuna to Gander. Di makulangan to Davison.
Davison asking for that check ball. Get a challenge here.
No, I think Cignal's giving that one away. As Santos will be serving. 1-point lead for Cignal. Jel Cayuna to Gander, who a while ago was just put aside by Coach Shaq. And let's see what they talked about and if she'll be able to apply it in this play.
Check ball by Cess Molina. Davison, she knows that what's working is her down the line attacks, and that is what she's utilizing even more. She has not been successful with her cross-court attack, so it's important that DMAC really sets the ball near the antenna.
And she's able to avoid the blockers right in the middle. Davison now with 9 points. Slowly creeping in the double-digit level.
See a seesaw battle between both squads.
14-13. Doria serving. Rhea to Davison again. Cayuna. Strong blocking by, of course, Palomata and Davison.
That's right, Basas was already trapped during that
No
attack.
getting out of that one.
Yeah, Palomata already there. A wall, rather. Davison and Palomata. No coverage on the side of Cignal.
Jel Cayuna to Molina from the back. Great effort by General. Sadly, no follow-up after that. But really sending the scrambling here to the side.
Great last-minute decision of going for that drop ball attack. Via was there.
Meneses took a step back.
Yep. She was like, it's near the board. I'm not going to die for that.
And that's why we always gotta admire our liberos.
Yep. Sacrificing your body.
Molina, back row attack, her specialty. Point for Cignal, for PLDT rather.
They're calling a net touch by Rhea Menezes. She believes she did not touch the net. Oh, and also a new addition to the challenge system. The coaches can talk to the players during the challenge system.
That's nice. That helps the players a lot.
Yep.
I mean, emotions get pretty high. You do need, of course, your coaches to calm
guide.
things down.
To guide you.
Yeah. And of course, they get the bird's eye view of everything.
That's right. What the players see on the court, there's
Quite limited.
Yep.
So you get their inputs, you also get the players' inputs. And after a timeout or after waiting for the result of a challenge, you see the in-game adjustments that both teams will be applying.
That's right.
Again, this is a net fault challenge by the Cignal HD Spikers on Meneses. Cignal was able to already grab a set 1 win. And you see the PLDT High Speed Hitters trying to get the set 2, trying to lengthen their first game here in the PVL.
Now the challenge system, it's usually long, so it's important that the players stay warm. And sometimes the challenge system is a strategic move by the coach. So let's see what will happen.
And you really know it's an opening day because both teams, while waiting for the result of the challenges, you know, they're smiling, they're still chill, you know, not a lot of movement. It's quite the contrast once you reach round 2, the semifinals and then finals, and suddenly you miss that. Let's look at this replay.
Oh, she did touch the net with her knee.
Her left knee. But again, the officials are saying it is not a net touch.
Unsuccessful challenge. Ria was firm and told Coach Shaq that she did not touch the net, but clearly on the camera, her knee touched it.
Again, you know, sometimes you don't feel these things in the heat of the moment.
Yep.
The middle of the game. Oh my goodness. Look at that defense by Cignal from Tobino. Gander sending it to the back.
Check ball. Definitely a check ball. That's a great swing by Vanny Gander.
The precision as well.
That's right. That's her 7th point. Now we see a double substitution. Giselle C. Troncoso in for Jelka Yuna and Basas. This also gives Jelka Yuna and Basas some time to breathe. And the good part of the double substitution, Giselle C. and Troncoso, they have been watching the game from the outside, right? So they are able to give feedback and help the team who's already on the court.
And I'm pretty sure they've also been strategizing in their brain, and now
Yes.
they're finally able to put it into play. They're both teams again, C and also seeing action for the very first time. PLDT grabbing another point, 2-point lead now for the high-speed hitters as Palamata goes to the service area. Del Palamata right now with 3 attack points. 17-15. C to Gander.
Vanny Gander. She attacks from the left, and in that rotation, she attacks from the right. I mean, going for that cross-court attack. And mind you, that receive by Via General was a little bit too tight on the net, but luckily with the vet moves of Giselle C, she was able to jump set that. Great swing by Gander.
And the way she strutted to the service
Yep.
area after that, deserved.
Yep.
Meneses. Mika Reyes, Gander was there. C to Troncoso. And point for Troncoso, catching the PLDT High Speed Hitters off guard with that attack.
Her attack, going for that cross court. Her first attack, spark plug for Cignal, and the ball was right in front of Santos. She was slow to react.
I mean, was it a lucky shot? Because that was off the hands of a block. I'm not sure who, and it just still went inside the PLDT court.
That's right. PLDT's block was actually doing a good job in that because they were able to deflect the attack and slow down the defense. But Santos was a little bit late to react in that rally.
But just the previous play, Molina with a cross court, but a bit wide.
Trying to avoid the hands of the blocker.
Rhea Dimaculanan, 7 excellent sets in today's game. Opening day of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Back-to-back points for PLDT. 2-point lead for the ladies in white.
The set was a little bit too low for Rhea Menezes to even go for that drop ball attack. She was trapped by Mika Reyes in that rally.
19-17.
Nice serve.
Si Tumolina. Boss! Alive. Great effort there by Arado. Molina once again. Woo! The heart of the PLDT High Speed Hitters clearly displaying that here in the rally. Molina doesn't want to prolong the suffering.
Molina going for that down the line attack and being successful. That's a great set by D-Mac. Danny Gandler was right there. Sigh of relief by Tabino.
Balik na pagkano. Sige. Okay. Tatlo lang yan. 1 point na tatay. Okay? Ha? Naka-ready naman tayo dyan. Naka-ready sila, boy, sa ano. Sa sino ka manggaling. Subukan mo to. Yung ganito. Yung gano'n. Dito. Kasi alam nila pag lumabas ka, nakadulo ka. Okay? Yung ganung pick. Dos. Papatukin mo dito, ha?
Cignal! Asa!
Papatukin mo lang.
And now it's Cignal HD Spikers that will be playing catch-up to the PLDT High Speed Hitters.
They want to get the second set and finish this off in 3 sets. Now we have the first 6 back intact with Jelka Yuna and Chinchin Basas. They were able to rest a bit on the side. And let's see, the score is now 20-17.
Rhea still serving. Right now, 1 attack point and 1 service ace. Jelka Yuna, Tumolina. My goodness. The thing is, I don't know if it was like a wrong... okay, it was a wrong set by Jel, but how Molina was
Able to adjust.
I know. Confusing Davison.
And in terms of familiarity, you see PLDT having some miscommunications. Rare communications. Overreaching by Jelka Yuna. Very evident in that rally.
And I mean, now it's the Cignal HD Spikers that are giving away the free points to PLDT. They can't do that because PLDT is already leading right now, 21-18. They've been maintaining their lead.
And this is what PLDT was doing to them in the first set, so they switched it up.
Tables have turned.
Yep.
Molina after a combination play. Santos.
Being successful in that rally. Santos attacking the block, checking it out. I mean, PLDT is getting hot in this second set.
22-18. I mean, it was already hot when it started, and it just keeps heating up. Beautiful combination play there.
And it all started with Vanny Gandler's perfect receive. And they have been aiming her for the receive. Great set by Jelka Yuna. No block.
Cés Molina with 9 points.
Collective effort.
Collective
by
effort, my
Cignal.
goodness. Everyone contributed to that play. Davison with a strong attack.
Mind you, this is her 3rd attack point going down the line. She has a specific set that she wants. She wants it near the net and not too high. So it's important that D-Mac gives her the ball the way she wants.
23-19. PLDT is 2 points away from a set point. Cés Molina keeping PLDT on their toes.
Jelka Yuna and Cés Molina have mastered their connection. They've been playing together for years. So Jelka Yuna knows who to give the ball, the one who has the hot hands. And even if Cesmalina is in the back row, you would not assume that she would not give her the ball. But, I mean, this game she has been thriving with the back row attacks.
Great defense there by Gander and General. Cignal gives away a free ball. But Santos with that killer instinct. I mean, she's really gunning for it here in set 2.
That is her 6th point, rather. She has gone for that cross-court attack. That sharp cross-court attack, rather. No defense was found on the side of Cignal.
I mean, Santos really, she is one of the reasons why people say small but terrible.
Yep.
Michelle Morente now serving for set point 24-20 in favor of PLDT. Gander off the hands of Palomata. Dimakulangan gives it to Davison. No. Dig or, I guess, follow up after that. Tied 1 set apiece. The Cignal HD Spikers and the PLDT High Speed Hitters. welcome back to those watching us live here in the Smart Araneta Coliseum or in the Pilipinas Live app. I'm Denise Inside with my partner Jamie La Victoria and Jaime Ascalon joining us on the sidelines. You've got PLDT High Speed Hitters against the Cignal HD Spikers. Both teams grabbing one set apiece, 25-16, and then after that, 20-25. Let's look at the set two highlights. PLDT really turned things around for them, Jay.
That's right. They had those in-game adjustments, and you can see that they're playing more collectively as a team. You see the offense is distributed evenly. You see the players more loose. DMAC is setting more to the middles. We have Palomata and Mika Reyes. Now on the side of Cignal, they had quite a few unforced errors, and the unforced errors were towards the end of the second set, and that was what was killing them, even though they had bright moments of great attacks by Ces Molina.
I mean, PLDT was giving unforced errors to Cignal in the start, but then we talk about how the tables have turned. Cignal did that, like you said, at the latter part, and that proved to be quite fatal for them.
That's right. On your screens, take a look at the opponent errors. 7 on the side of Cignal, and mind you, 7 errors is 7 points given to your opponent. And keep in mind that the blocks, 2 with PLDT and 1 with Cignal, what they don't show on your screens are the timing of these blocks, these attacks, these errors. And it's important, like we said earlier, to start strong and end strong. So as we enter the third set, it's important that these teams play with consistency.
Now for our first game, it was a quick 3-set match. Here in our second game, I guess still too early to tell if we'll be having our first 5-setter here in our opening day.
Not surprised. We talked about how this is a thrilling conference. All teams have been able to prep for almost 3 months right after the Invitational Conference, and a lot of teams didn't have a long break, Denise. A few teams only had maybe a week break, so they were prepared. They are prepared, rather, for this All-Filipino Conference.
And after this matchup, we still have one coming up, the Creamline Cool Smashers against the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. We go back to the game with Ces Molina, and now DMAC setting it up for Santos. Kayuna to Basas. Arado to Santos again. Great effort by General. Long rally to start off here in set 3.
Santos tricking the blockers of Cignal. You see cut shots, off-speed attacks. This is where the vet moves come. This is where your best should be played, and Santos is doing that, just touching the hands of Ces Molina.
I mean, Santos right here really displaying her plethora of attacks.
That's right.
A combination as well of all the trick shots, all the smart moves. She really does keep it simple, and it's always a sure point. Arado to Davison.
Davison yet again going for that down the line attack. I see more consistency and better connection rather with DMAC and Davison. It's really important to give the set that Davison wants.
Less agitation and excitement in a good way that she's not rushing. Basas, too strong.
Lack of wrist action by Chinchin Basas. Scores now 3-0 PLDT.
That's quite something. I mean, usually they're able to start off with a tie, 1-1, or at least Cignal is leading. But right now, PLDT holding the reins. Question is here in set 3, will they be able to hold it tight to them?
They did win the first set. Now this is the time where you will gauge the character of the player, the reaction on losses and wins here. Now this is where the vet moves need to come into play.
And we also need to see the energy and the fun that we saw in set 1 for the Cignal HD Spikers. Service error from Ces Molina. Again, these errors so early on is really wounding the Cignal HD Spikers.
You've been saying this, you have to lessen your unforced errors because you are giving free points to your opponent.
I mean, they had 7 in the previous set. And Gander ending the bleeding for her squad.
You know, we have to talk about Vanny Gander. She has been consistent this entire match when it came to service receive.
Bouncing back.
I mean, you can see the growth and maturity of Vanny Gander compared to her Ateneo days.
And it's great how Coach Shaq really has mentored her here at PLDT.
You can see a good relationship between Coach Shaq and Vanny Gander.
Chemistry is working for Cignal. But we have to see that in the scores because PLDT 3-point lead, Jay.
That's right. That is Ria Menez's first attack on the B-Quick attack. We have not seen a lot of sets given to her. Jelka Yuna has been giving a lot of the attacks to Vanny Gander and Cesmalina.
Basas now serving 3-5 in favor of PLDT. Look at the total attack points. Cignal with just a 2-point lead, 30-32. So you can see that Cignal really is quite aggressive in their attack. It's just the errors.
Too many errors.
Too many errors. Jelka Yuna staying attentive.
Yep.
Being alert in all the ways that she can contribute to her team in whatever form. A great serve by Cignal. And this is where they can at least, pwede silang bumabit.
That's right. I mean, take a look at the score. It is 5-all, seesaw battle between both squads.
And now we're tied 5-5. Palomata aggressively attacking in the front line. Kayuna. Quite a, I think, a miscommunication. An error on the side of Cignal. That's why
I believe her foot was touching the other side of the court.
And now 1-1 trading off. Things are happening so quick. My goodness.
Now it's 6-all.
When is the slow-mo needed? Vanny Gander on your screens. Makulangan to Davison. I think a miscommunication there on their team. Nina is just like, okay, I'm gonna take advantage of that while you're also trying to figure out things.
My goodness, that down the line attack by Cesmalina, and that's a perfect set by Jelka Yuna. Just the way she likes it, low and on the net.
With a scary look as well.
Firm face.
Vanny Gander with 9 points, 8 attack points, and 1 base. And speaking of scary faces, then Palomata with 1 as well.
This is what I mentioned in the second set. It's important that DMAC varies her attacks. You see Palomata with that A-quick attack. This is her first powerful A-quick attack. Usually her attacks are the soft touch, but it still works.
I mean, this is what you keep repeating. DMAC should be giving more of those sets to Palomata, so she is able to activate them even more as we go to Jaime. I know he has some stories to tell about PLDT High Speed Hitters. Jaime, what do you have?
Denise and Jamie, you know I've been covering Kat Arado ever since her UE days, and she's won a lot since then. And the best libero in the UAAP, best libero in the PVL. But there's only one thing missing, she said, and that's a championship, which she says why when she saw Savannah Davison play in practice for the very first time, it lit a fire in her that she couldn't explain. Parang na-excite na hindi niya ma-explain. Could this be the year for Kat Arado? And speaking of, don't forget to subscribe to Pilipinas Live for 149 pesos. Jamie and Denise?
To add on to what Jaime said, PLDT has had the experience of wins and a lot of losses, I have to say heartbreaking losses, but what Kat Arado sees in Davison, this could be the missing piece that PLDT needs. I said this during the pregame, they have a lot of attacks, but it is not converted into points, and Davison could be that closure that they've been needing this whole time.
I mean, if you were to describe it in an emoji, you can see Kat Arado's eyes, the one with stars. Like,
That's right.
but instead of stars, it's a trophy.
And
Jaime said it.
Jaime said this, and Kat Arado, just the way that she plays. And
I mean, there's a reason for all those medals that she's received, all the accolades.
and she wants to get that trophy at the end. It's a long tournament. Anything could happen.
It's just the first game. Great service there.
With the hub of the net for DMAC.
Lucky service ace. Correa de Maculangan, 11-8. PLDT's leading. Three-point lead for the high-speed hitters. Good serve. Cayuna. This time around, gives it to Cés Molina. Arado to Santos. And Vanny Gander tries her hand at it. Vino as well. Great shot.
That moves, I have to say, with that off-speed attack. Just looking at her positioning,
Kung yung busy lahat, 5, okay lang. So, yung biglang bitaw, magsabi na agad na play. Para pag A, open. Pag nag-B, tuloy mo ulit yung sa kapila. Pinaparaanan ng open eh. Pinaparaanan ng open yung dalawa. Kasi nga busy, hindi gumagalaw. Go.
Keep it.
Nag-expect tayo ng malakas, pero kinakatchat, di tayo gumagalaw.
Go.
Galaw.
One point at a time, tapos kita natin. Let's go! Hey, Cignal!
You're still watching the PVL All-Filipino Conference between this matchup of the PLDT High Speed Hitters and the Cignal HD Spikers. And for our today's V-Reel, as we know, Jovi Prado suffered an ACL tear last season. In this V-Reel, we'll take a look at her recovery starting with rehab. She also told us how her teammates even stayed up with her and waited for her updates until her surgery finished, because that's how much it means to her teammates. We also even saw her quite active, whispering to her teammates, and we hope to see her back in the court as soon as possible. And I send it back to Jamie and Denise.
It always breaks your heart when athletes get injured. I mean, you see her right there. I'm sure she's missing the action.
That's right.
I mean,
She wants to be on the court.
it's so great having her on the court.
I mean, all-around player, whether she's in the back row, in the front row, she is a beach volley player, so she has a lot of tricks up her sleeve, and she's greatly missed right now in PLDT.
But you can see PLDT, I mean, they're able to fill the gaps quite well.
Filling the holes.
Yeah. And let's see if they'll be able to continue that. Here, it's PLDT with more attack points, 7-5 of the Cignal HD Spikers. And finally, Cignal is able to get a point. PLDT has been enjoying the scoring spree.
Nice serve.
Bino. Cayuna giving it to Molina. Arado setting it up for Santos.
Set was a little too tight by Arado. Santos had to make a way, but the block of Cignal was able to get that drop ball. No coverage by PLDT.
Acuña getting her first point here in today's match. Talk about aggressive.
Great swing by Tubino.
Another great
Inside.
swing by Vanny Gandler.
Not the strongest of attacks, but placement, going for that corner. And it actually looked outside to me, Denise. Dropped right in zone 1.
That's what I was gonna say, that the precision of Vanny Gandler's attacks during this game.
Court
Man,
awareness
Court awareness, man. That girl is on fire.
has improved.
So much. Okay, let's stop. Do not jinx.
We might jinx it.
Let's know our limit. Time limit is done.
PLDT getting that check ball.
And you see by the way they play, I mean, now Tubino's smiling. That's always a good sign.
Yep. A rare smile at that.
We just have to see a Palomata smile. And when you know it when she does.
Yep.
Oh, you can hear that attack by Ces Molina. Davison. Acuña, 2 points.
Aggressive at the net. And mind you, she had a chance to actually dig that ball and let the rally go, but she took that risk and became successful. Look at that, being aggressive at the net.
I mean, as a player, you would know. You know what you're capable of. So why will you still tire yourself out?
Take the risk now while you're there.
And they're all vets. I mean, babawi lang naman yun eh.
Yep.
Cayuna running to set that ball as General gives away to PLDT. Davison cross court straight to General. Cayuna to Molina from the back. Reyes to Davison. Long rally here, and let's see which team will end it. Cayuna to Molina with a soft down. And not able to save that one.
That was a collective effort on the side of Cignal. We have seen this trend with the back row attacks. I have to say are thriving in this game for Cignal. Ces Molina switching it up. Usually she would go for that cross-court attack, but she went for that drop ball. Molina, that is her 13th point of this
finally
match.
entered the double-digit level. I mean, 13 points here so far. Cumulative point in set 3. But PLDT still keeping it cool.
Santos, I have to call her the silent killer of their squad. Not the cleanest of attacks, however. She gets the job done, and
That's
she
part of
gives
her
points.
charm.
Yep.
That's why she's a killer. It's
Yep.
not the cleanest, but my goodness, she just
Being quick attack by Acuña.
because you've got Vanny Gandler doing so well, and then Acuna seeing Ashton for the first time here in set 3, doing that well.
I mean, that's probably extremely fulfilling for Coach Shaq because you spend hours and hours training for this during certain drills, and it's working. And
Send that to the back. She knows there's no one there. We appreciate the tip though by Kavita.
not the cleanest of attacks, but I mean, a point is a point. Del Palamata late in that block.
Service ace.
Acuna. I mean,
What did she eat today?
yeah, I want to know what she ate.
We
for
need to
lunch.
know. I
Ate
hope
for
Jaime
lunch.
can tell us.
Jaime, please take a look into that. What their nutrition is prior.
I'm gonna get on that diet. If I'm gonna be that driven and on point. But also curious about Vanny Gandler as well.
Vanny Gandler, I mean, Kat Arado was a little bit too far back in the defense. But you can see the wrist action of that attack, forcing that ball to actually drop a little bit in front of Kat Arado.
And just like that, Jay, Cignal is back on the lead. 17-15.
Back on track. You praise them, Denise, and look what happens.
I forgot the time limit.
I mean, they have 8 seconds to serve. You can say it after.
You have to give me a check. I've been the one doing it for the
My
longest
fault,
time.
my fault. And now we have a substitution on the side of PLDT. Michelle Morente, this could be what they need, the spark plug. And it's not always the points of Morente that they need, right?
It's
The
her
energy,
energy.
who she is on the court. I mean, you know when she's on the court, you can hear her and oh, whew,
Nice serve.
that's a great serve.
Kept it low. Davison. General was there. I just want to give a special shout out to Lillian. She is responsible for all the attacks she's able to receive. Get those digs. Her relentlessness, quite admirable.
Vanny Gandler going for that down the line. That is her 12th point. I mean, playing
Flawlessly.
flawlessly. Their movements are fluid, no hesitation. And talking about Bia General, she did not see a lot of playing time in the Invitational Conference, but I mean,
They're maximizing her.
and she's taking that opportunity and doing her best.
Kulangan to Davison.
The rejoice of Davison, I could feel the energy, the fire with that cross-court attack. Sharp cross-court attack, rather.
And that's very much needed. This is what Kat Arado, as Jaime was telling us, what she's so excited about. I mean, 15 points. She was opening day.
Day and opening game for her in the PVL.
Set
Welcome.
3. And not to also, to bring up the mistakes that she's done in set 1 and set 2. Man, she is racking up all the points set 2 and set 3. Okay, let's stop over here.
You see a substitution now. Chonkoso in for Vanny Gandler. I think Coach Shaq knows to give Vanny some rest. Chonkoso. You know, the great part about these substitutions are these players are coming from the outside, right? So they can add some help for the first 6. Davison with that powerful backdoor attack. Right idea by Palamata. Her hands were not fully pushed over. Trancoso immediately getting a point.
Fresh off the bench.
Fresh off the bench,
Smoking hot. Just ready.
ready to go. I mean, look at this score, Denise. This is the 3rd set. We knew this was gonna happen. Opening day. I mean,
PLDT versus Cignal, 2nd game. 3-month break. You're about to see this excitement. D-Mac to Tabino. Oh my.
I mean, finding the holes in between that block of Cignal vet moves. And mind you, Tobino, that was not the most powerful attack,
But it was so quick.
but I mean, look at the wrist action. Not even an explosive approach, but vet moves. Now we see Jessie De Leon coming in to serve.
Again, you really see the strength of Tobino.
Yep, you did say the heavy hands. Great serve by Jessie.
Service ace, also fresh off the bench. Jessie De Leon.
Coach Routh usually gives Jessie this role of coming in to serve, and this is not the easiest of jobs. I mean, you're coming off the bench, too much pressure, but at the same time, you have to understand your role that you're given. And I mean, you can say that she might have been cold coming off the bench, but it's important that
Ice cold.
But it's important to stay. Okay, here is what is happening here. We're commending
We were
them.
talking so much again. But anyways, I think when it comes to those spark plugs, we can all agree that the people, like the coaches, when they call these players, they might not be the first 6, but these are the players that you call during the clutch times. They've got a different kind of killer instinct, of like calmness, of just zen that they are able to master and keep throughout the whole game.
That's right. Much needed then, actually. See a miss serve on the side of Cignal HD by Ria Menezes. Santos is back in on the court. Michelle Morantes slowly, easing her way into the game. She has not played in the front row, but Coach Routh is allowing her to play in the back row. She is known for her defense as well.
21-20, PLDT on the lead. I mean, they've been switching.
That's right.
No one's been staying on top for very too long.
Acuna, spark plug of PLDT.
She is the spark plug of all spark plugs, Jay.
I mean, she's getting the job done. She had a service ace earlier.
Back-to-back points.
I mean,
how many points is she racking here in set 3? We'll find out later.
this is what you call maximizing your opportunity, right? Your coach gives you that opportunity. I mean,
she's working well with us as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for cooperating. I mean,
Thank you
don't
so
want to
much.
be called bad luck.
I don't want to get in trouble here.
Run short. Pag biglang bumuka, tuloy nyo na lang yung A. Pag biglang bumuka ka, kailangan may A pa rin. A na lang. Para maiwan mag-isa. So tayo ah. Endgame, endgame. So tayo, endgame. Pasa muna.
I mean, this one, it's kind of tricky. For set 1 and set 2, it was quite obvious which team will be taking the win. But for the first time here in set 3, they were able to keep it close until now. We're at the sort of end.
That's right. Great serve by Cayuna.
Miscom there for PLDT. Dimac to Santos. Too strong. She's asking for a check ball. Grab.
That
out of bounds.
That was a clean attack. Outside too strong by Santos. Lacking some wrist action in that rally. Now we're nearing the end of this third set. Denise, I said this earlier. It's important to lessen the unforced errors and play at your best.
Jel Cayuna with 3 points right now. Molina.
Jel Cayuna knows who to give it to at the right time. Who has the hot hands right now? Cess Molina.
I mean, when does she not have the hot hands, honestly?
I mean, just her demeanor on the court, the leadership role that she's taking in, coming from the Invitational Conference and getting that MVP. I mean, she is doing her best.
We're here at set point, Cignal 24-21. And of course, it's the champion, Cesarina, who will grab that win. You have SGO there also rejoicing.
Yep.
I mean, she's rooting for her team right there. 25-21, Cignal grabs set 3. And we're back 25-16, 25-20, and 25-21. And Cignal HD Spikers, I think the theme of this matchup is turning the tables, but it happened so quick. I mean, PLDT really started set 3 so strong, Jay.
Not only strong, Denise, they were consistent all throughout this third set. I mean, we have Jelka Yuna, who's distributing the ball evenly, setting her middles, and giving the hot hands to Ces Molina, the conference MVP. I mean, they're playing smoothly. Their movements are more fluid compared to the second set. Now on this side of PLDT, they had quite a few unforced errors, a lot of looks at each other, a lot of miscommunications towards the end of that third set. So it's important as we enter the fourth set to stay consistent all throughout.
We gotta give it also to Acuna for just being an amazing spark plug. Look at that.
Take a look at the attacks. 11 versus 18 with the attacks of Cignal, with 11 being PLDT's side. Their attacks are not being converted into points. We had one block on the side of PLDT and an even number on the opponent errors. So let's
just
see.
one less compared to the previous one for Cignal, but they were able to offset that with their attack points, 7. That's the gap between them and PLDT.
See a jam-packed Smart Araneta Coliseum. We have an exciting match
Coming
right after
up,
this.
I mean, the excitement doesn't end here. We have one more game here in our opening day triple header. The Choco Mucho Flying Titans against the Creamline Cool Smashers, coming right up after the PLDT High Speed Hitters and the Cignal HD Spikers. Set 4, and another question that we pose: will Cignal be able to close this out, or will we open the PVL All-Filipino Conference with our first 5-setter?
It's a possibility, but with the way Cignal played in this last set, I mean, this is the test now as we enter the fourth set, if they can close it out and end it on a high note. Now on the side of PLDT, this is also a test for them if they could continue and extend this match into 5 sets. Rhea was not, Davison rather was not ready for that attack.
Cignal draws the first blood here in set 4 in their quest to make this a 4-set match. But I'm pretty sure, knowing Davison and what we've seen from her and her aggressiveness, she's gonna make sure they put up quite a fight.
Acuna with that stuff block on Davison. I said this earlier, Denise. Davison was, Acuna was coming off the bench, so she was able to see the hitting patterns of Davison. Usually she would go down the line or cross court, but Acuna was there for that cross court attack.
Cignal 2-0, 2-1 now after that error. Palomata comes in as Mika Reyes will be serving. Cayuna to Ces Molina down the line.
We did not see a lot of those combination plays in the third set. Ces Molina, I mean, she's, I have to say, queen on those combination plays, going for that down the line attack.
And there was a curve there with her
Yep.
head.
That's right. Meaning the block was late on the side of PLDT.
Davison, definitely not late.
Definitely not late.
Perfect timing, perfect attack.
There's a huge gap in the block of Cignal in that rally. DMAC setting her up beautifully. Like I said earlier, Davison likes those low and fast sets. She's already a tall player, 5'10". This is what she likes.
Cunha, really, is she?
She's showing up for her squad today.
Is there another word, I guess, a level up or showing up? Because she's way more than that.
I mean, Acuna, and she did not see a lot of playing time in the last conference, but I told you, she is maximizing the opportunity and she's prevailing in this. Back to you. Back to you.
Time to switch sides again. We're focusing too much on Acuna and being a spark plug. PLDT 3 serving 4. We have yet to see one player, aside from Davison, stand out for PLDT.
That's right.
But I say that as a compliment because everyone has been contributing in PLDT. Tubino, Arado, Palomata, I mean, Silent Killer Santos.
And that just goes to show how versatile DMAC is as a setter. She is a vet. She has been in the league for the longest time, and she's really using her vet moves and trying to extend this match to 5 sets.
Service error on Cignal. And we're still hoping that they're able to lessen it here in set 4, or they're just going to have to offset it in somewhere else, like what they did in set 3. Cayuna, Jimenez, Palomano was like, I got that. And that one is too wide. Attack error.
Troncoso trying to avoid the hands of the block of PLDT. Too wide in that rally. The score is now 5-all. I mean, we see a seesaw battle right now in this 4th set.
Tied at 5. Cayuna, miscom there. DMAC to Tubino. Molina was there to the rescue.
Chinchin Basas.
And you saw Palomata and Davison just look at each other. What's supposed to get that one?
Miscommunication there on PLDT, but Chinchin Basas, that's her first attack point in this 4th set. Back row attack.
Troncoso serving.
You know, this is the downside. You have a great play by your teammate, and then it's followed by an unforced error that kind of breaks the momentum of your squad, and you're not able to move forward at times.
But let's see how Cignal picks up from this, because this is not the first time it's happened.
Yep.
They seem, I wouldn't say enjoy, but they seem to do well in the whole catching up thing. PLDT, I have still yet to find out if that's also their strength. And that ball by Ces Molina, straight at me.
I tried to block it for you, Denise.
No, you did not.
I think I was laughing, actually.
I felt the power of her veteran cross-court attack straight from the court, despite PLDT trying to block that.
Great swing by Cesc Molina, who has 18 points.
And you have our PVL competition head, Sherwin Malonzo, along with Sir Ricky Palu and channel head for Cignal SGO. I feel like they're also strategizing.
That's right. They're having a team meeting on the side.
Yeah, and I want to know how they're feeling about the turnout for the opening day of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Man, that hit still hurts. 18
Sorry,
points, so I felt that
apologize.
18 points.
Set was a little too low for Acuna. She was trapped. Mika Reyes blocking that B-quick attack. Seesaw battle yet again on this fourth set between the sister teams. These teams need some sort of spark plug to kind of add some variation to their attacks.
We'll see who will that be. I mean,
Who will step up?
Yeah, for Cignal, it was Acuna. For PLDT, we're still to find who will be the cause of that level up. And who knows? Maybe Jaime knows as he tells us more stories. Jaime.
Denise and Jamie, well, we saw a lot of Cesc Molina in the past couple of sets. And Cesc Molina, it's been quite a roller coaster ride for her from being MVP to newly named team captain. Now, I've noticed that she's been much more vocal than she usually is, hyping up her teammates, telling General where she wants the ball placed. And it's a new role, it's a new hairstyle, new color, but she remains to be that player we know her to be. And she might just be the spark plug, that consistent spark plug you guys are talking about. Jamie and Denise?
I mean, that's true. It's not like we're gonna find out. She is the consistent spark plug.
She is doing her job, and coming from being the MVP of last conference, I'm sure her confidence and maturity is at an all-time high, and that is what this Cignal squad needs, especially losing two vets, Gonzaga and Dakis. I mean, you need a vet there to step up and who will guide the team.
And it shows. I mean, Jaime was telling us that she is becoming more vocal. So you can see that Cesc definitely is ready to take on that leadership role. But PLDT slowly creeping in.
You see DMAC giving Savannah one block. I mean, Acuna was not even there to block.
A very sharp cross-court.
And because of that, Savannah is able to go for that cross-court attack. Earlier, she was successful in the down the line, but now switching it up.
Kinjin Basas. Arado to Davison.
Little too short by Savannah. She had the right idea. And we now see Michelle Morente on the court. She had a point as she entered. That was a perfect reverse set by DMAC. It was not shown on your screens earlier.
And Jaime was just telling me that Vanny is not on the court right now because there is some tightness in her legs. Nothing serious. Jaime has mentioned that they're just stretching. I mean, Vanny has been playing with such dynamic movements.
Yep.
So, I mean, we hope that she's still able to come in for the fourth set.
Ending that rally on a high note. I mean, that was probably the longest rally we've had in this fourth set.
And we were waiting for that bounce back from Troncoso because if you remember, she had a couple of mistakes early on here in set 4. Acuna now serving. Jackie Acuna, 8 points, 5 attacks, 2 blocks, 1 ace.
Great stats this entire match.
My, she's been playing so well. She's been showing up. But you can feel the frustration from Davison as well.
She knew what she was doing, but the execution was not there. Scores now 10-12.
Michelle Morente, I think Coach Ricafort is looking for Mitch to be that spark plug for PLDT.
And normally she is. This is the first time in the fourth set that she has been able to play in the front row.
D-Mac to Davison. Cayuna to Acuna. To Troncoso breaking down the block of Palomata and Di Makulangan.
I mean, not the cleanest of attacks, but she is using her smarts in this fourth set.
May iba na ng onde. Pati chance. Play 1 ngayon. Sa chance ko ka mag-play 2.
Hey, cover, cover.
Ha? Go natin. Chance ball. Total na lang mag-game.
Let's go!
Iba naman yung ano nito. Yung import alam na ginagawa, ha? Tingnan nyo lang. Hey, hindi mo open. Dahil na doon ka. Pag nangyari na dito ka.
And you can see the fans in pink. They're ready to cheer because it's our other favorite sibling rivalry, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, headed by Bea De Leon against the Creamline Pool Smashers, and Eliza Valdez coming right up after this match. And PLDT still in high spirits. We saw in their timeout. They're keeping it light, I guess, not allowing the pressure to get to them. I think the advantage is this is the first game. Should you lose, there is so much to learn from this.
That's right. We did say earlier that this is the biggest PVL conference we've had. We have 12 teams, 2 new additions, Next Led and Gallery. So a lot of learning, a lot of losses, a lot of wins at that. But, you know, I have to say, there are moments when you lose a game, but the timing of your losses is very crucial. You can lose at the start, but you end on a high note. I mean, it's all about timing.
Exactly. I mean, there are some battles to be lost, but as long as you win the war, you know, you have that say.
That's right.
Added to experience.
See
But the challenge is called by the Cignal HD Spikers. I wasn't able to quite catch what it was about. A bluff touch challenge.
And for those tuning in, with the challenge system, coaches are able to talk to their players. And what's not shown on your screens is Coach Rald is giving Savannah some advice. I mean, now's the time to interact with your coach because they know the information that should be given to the players.
13-10.
Kung magalit, normal lang yun, okay lang yun. Kaya nga tumalis lang ako.
It's interesting hearing, of course, the conversations that they're having during this informal timeout as they await for the challenge results. Cignal seems to be pretty confident about this challenge.
Yep. I mean, the score is 10-13. I'm sure Cignal is going to maximize being ahead of PLDT. Now, PLDT has to find some way, some spark plug. I mean, Coach Rald had some substitutions here and there. Michelle Morente is still on the court, and usually she is that for them.
And if they can't find it in one person, I mean, Coach Ricafort has really an amazing set of players. All of them better step up.
No block touch. Meaning that is a clean attack by Davison, but that was going outside.
And a much needed point for Cignal to increase their lead here in set 4, 14-10. Again, Cignal is leading 2-1 of PLDT.
Great serve. You know, that all started with Acuña's serve. Royce Tabino was there, but the receive was a little bit too near the net. An evident net touch by Palomata.
Timeout called by the PLDT High Speed Hitters. Let's try to listen in.
Ha? Yung present, yung kung siya nang isipin muna. Ito muna, isahan muna tayo. Marami pa pwede mangyari. Kanina naglima rin kayong lamang. Sila pala, nahabol din naman natin. Walang bago, normal pa rin tayo. Gusto niya na itsura niya.
Go! Tsaga lang! Tsaga pa tayo!
Tsaga na!
Receive ko na, receive! PLDT! Together! Coach Rald reminding the girls that it's true. I mean, things are still the same. This is a team that we've played against for so many times. But what they need to change is their demeanor and how they're responding and reacting to Cignal.
That's right. I mean, it's all about perspective, I have to say. You can think you're only down 5 or
6.
I need now 6. I mean, the body language, he did mention that in the timeout. Now this is crunch time for the PLDT squad, and Cignal will maximize on this gap.
Coach Ricafort sees that the PLDT squad really, you know, feels the pressure that it is crunch time. I think that's why he mentioned during the timeout, take things slow, one at a time. Isa-isahin lang natin.
That's right.
11-16, Davison serving. Stable serve. Ayuna to Basas. But I think that was Tubino who says, no way, that's not getting in.
I mean, the score is now 12-16. We have seen a seesaw battle in this 4th set. I mean, look at the stats of Davison, 17 points, 16 attacks, 1 block.
Monster numbers for her debut here in the PVL.
Too many unforced errors by both squads.
But the Cignal HD Spikers are going to be calling for a challenge, a net touch. Great timing for Coach Shaq because the momentum right now is with the PLDT High Speed Hitters. Jay, you brought up that sometimes calling these challenges also, you know, it's a move to break the momentum.
Yep. I mean, they have a 4-point lead. Cignal will use this to the best of their abilities, whereas PLDT has to play catch-up.
Coach Ricafort is saying, like, I mean, they've played catch-up before. They can do it. So they just need to deliver once again as they have done before. Quite simple. I feel like, as we're saying, it's like, it seems simple, but it's so difficult.
Of course, yep.
When you're there. And that's why, you know, you have these reminders that always sound the same in every conference, but there's a reason why it's being repeated.
That's right. See if there was a net touch.
Does that count?
Because the ball was already going down. Does not count. The elbow hit after the attack.
It was because of the ball hit.
See Palomata and Ria Menezes.
Let them debate. Adds drama to the story that we're all enjoying. 13-10 14-16. PLDT cutting down the lead to just 3.
Like I said earlier, you win that challenge for your team, and then it's followed by an unforced error. This is the momentum that we're talking about, the momentum that PLDT needs.
Basas with a really good serve. Di makulangan to Palomata. Kayuna. To Cez Molina. Davison, great dig.
Double contact by DMAC.
Painful, unforced errors. You can see the frustration in Reyes' face.
Especially the timing.
Couldn't be better. The timing is working so well right now for the Cignal HD Spikers. Another great serve by Chinchin Basas. She's smiling as she did that one. Cez Molina from the back. DMAC tossing that to the other court. Joust at the net. Cignal secures that one.
I mean, it's not the cleanest of rallies, but Cignal is making a way.
And I think it's also been established, Jay, you really highlighted that both teams not giving the cleanest of attacks.
Yep.
You see the grip.
The grit.
I mean, it's a dogfight right now between PLDT and Cignal. Another great serve.
Woo! Tabino has been silent this 4th set.
She has. It's about time that she made noise.
She has lost a little bit of steam only because a lot of sets have not been given to her. Now we see Jessie De Leon coming in to serve from Palomata. Earlier she had a service ace. Unfortunately, it was followed by an error. So let's see.
Let's keep it quiet.
Yep, you're right.
14 serving 19. We'll keep it at that as Jessie De Leon serves. Ayuna to Troncoso. That was a combination play.
Check ball by PLDT. Point goes to Cignal.
Serving 14. Cignal 5 points away from match point. And PLDT will try to catch up. They're trying to catch up with like 5 points right now after an attack error or service error. 15 serving 20. And for set 4 attack points, PLDT with 6, Cignal with 8. Ball still alive.
Great hustle by Troncoso. Via General, getting everything.
Davison from the back. Basas got that one. Tubino.
I mean, she was silent this 4th set, but she is stepping up now, and the crowd is alive again. That is her 9th point. The crowd is alive again.
The timing, we were talking about that as well. Like, Tubino was quiet, but now she's here making noise when it really matters. I mean, now they're cutting down the lead to just 4 points. Cignal on, I think PLDT is on a 2-0 run.
2 points in a row by
0-1.
Royce Tubino. Cignal calls for a timeout.
Ngayon, endgame tayo. O, putol na tayo ha. Up tayo ng 3, kailangan ma-stop na natin yan. Okay? Huwag natin madaliin. Kailangan lang natin i-correct kung ano yung gagawin nating algong play. Ha? Tapos pasa lang. Ha? Chin, tsaga mo. Yun, medyo bumibili sa ano gagawin. Angat mo lang. Okay? Tapos pag gumalaw ka pa dito. Gumalaw ka yung ganito, yung ganito. Sila nakaganon agad eh. Bali, pasok ka. Kaya labas mo na ha.
Pasa. Signal.
Cignal needs to stop the bleeding. PLDT right now on a roll. Let's see if they'll be able to continue this momentum, or Cignal will finally be able to step up. Vanny is back on court, I think much to the relief of Shaq and some of the fans. And we see now how she'll be able to make an impact here in the latter part of set 4.
Nice serve.
Cayuna to Molina. For a moment, I was scared that the ball was gonna hit me again.
I think she's aiming for that sharp cross court alley-oop.
Well, thank God it was different. It was not sharp at all. But she did get that. She did get that one. She's still finding her sweet spot, I guess, when it comes to that attack. 18-20. Cayuna to Meneses. Arado to Tubino. Molina pushing that one. Mitch. And Vanny Gallagher.
Cignal will call a challenge.
I'm curious, because I mean, you see the linemen definitely raise the flag, say it was an outside, but the suspense.
Last set, Vanny Gandler had a back row attack in that same position, nicking the line in zone 1. Let's see
If the position is there.
That's right. We couldn't see from our angle actually.
I really couldn't.
This is a crucial call, and Vanny just
I
came off the
feel
outside.
pretty close,
So
I guess.
close. Right idea of going for that long ball attack.
It was a smart move to make.
Yep.
Again, the intention was right.
Yep.
It was just too strong. And right now, PLDT was able to catch up from a 6-point lead of Cignal. They're now just down to 1.
It's crunch time for both teams.
A important point for Cignal, a painful loss for PLDT.
Yep. Told you, this is crunch time for both teams. You have to lessen the unforced errors.
I'm kind of curious to see how many unforced errors each
Yeah.
team has here in set 4.
Quite a few.
Meneses with that serve. A service ace, the first one for Ria Meneses.
Talk about timing. Ria Meneses aiming.
The timing
For
of that
pass.
service ace.
Arado. Now the tricky part is having her serve go in the second time. Let's see.
Cignal HD Spikers 3 points away from match point.
Nice
The
serve.
pressure is on.
Great dig by Vanny Gandler.
Cayuna to Molina. Meneses to Cayuna. For just Cayuna, you can hear the crowd screaming. They're happy about that one.
Gel Cayuna wants to be added on the top scorer list, Denise. And you would think that they would not give her the ball, especially at a time like this.
You saw the millisecond hesitation on Gel if she was gonna set it or if she was gonna claim that for herself.
Take that risk. Take that risk.
I mean, that's what Cignal's been doing. They've been taking that risk and it's been working so well for them. But Mitch Morente, she's definitely not the risk because she's consistent.
That's right.
She is a go-getter, and you know, during these crunch times, that's what she's for.
She's probably telling DMAC to give her all the balls. She is currently in the front row. You have 3 spikers in the front. Royce Tabino can possibly do that back row attack, but you got to maximize this.
You want to make sure.
Gel Cayuna giving the ball.
But the challenge is being touch.
And mind you, Cesc Molina has 20 points. I mean,
It's Cesc Molina. I mean, new hair, new conference, new role. She's slaying it.
you can see the confidence also.
Cesc Molina with 20 points. Let's see.
This is a crucial call, Denise.
Because if Cignal gets the point, this will lead them to match point. But if not, PLDT stays alive. It gives them hope. It gives them something to cling on to hopefully extend this to a 5th set. And let's look at this replay.
No net touch. Match points for Cignal.
An unsuccessful challenge for the PLDT High Speed Hitters. And you can read Coach Ricafort's mouth. He was asking for a timeout, but no, we're here in match point. We're going to be finding out if Cignal.
We did talk about the key holdovers during the pregame, and they are doing the squad justice.
Basas to Molina. And you can see the effort of PLDT trying to keep the ball alive. Rightfully so. 21 points. Captain debuting her new role here in the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Jay, it's just the opening day.
I mean, Jelka Yuna taking that risk and going for that combination play. Clean volleyball on the side of Cignal.
Molina really ending this game on a high note, but starting this conference on a high note as well.
That's right.
And now we have 25-16, 25-20, 25-21, 25-20. Cignal HD Spikers winning 3 sets to 1 against the PLDT High Speed Hitters. When we come back, we're going to talk to our player of the game and see, of course, her reaction to having such a great opening day.
Jump.
Welcome back to our matchup between the PLDT High Speed Hitters against the Cignal HD Spikers. And those two teams really put us on quite an emotional roller coaster, Jay. Let's go to Jaime with our best player of the game, none other than Cesc Molina. Jaime.
And with me right now is our best player of the game, 20 attack points, 11 digs, our MVP, Cesc Molina. Cesc, first of all, congratulations. How does it feel that your first game as team captain, nakuha nyo agad ang panalo?
Again, it's a team effort. Hindi namin magagawa to ng ako lang. Syempre with the help of my teammates and lahat ng sumusuporta sa Cignal.
Nga, sabi mo nga team effort. What can you say about sa mga nag-step up sa team today tulad nila Vanny Gandler and si Acuna?
Sa training pa lang talagang pinagpa-practice na namin to and although wala si Ate Rachel, Ate Jobs, and Ate Jella, talagang nag-step up yung mga teammates ko and wala akong masabi kundi very proud ako as a team captain ngayon.
gusto ka ba mga batiin sa daming fans nag-cheer for you here today?
Binabati ko yung family ko, my family ng teammates ko, my mom, Mama Verna, and to Riri, happy birthday.
And there you have it, Denise and Jamie. Ces Molina, our best player of the game.
What a performance, a stellar performance by Ces Molina here in our second game, their game against the PLDT High Speed Hitters. From starting this on an underdog team, I mean, they really just took advantage of the fact that they had so much to gain here. The Chocomusho Flying Titans up next against the Creamline Cool Smashers, and that's why the players are quite rejoicing.
I mean, it is a competition again with the sister teams. This is going to be an epic battle. And it's only the opening, and they're hitting us with a bomb here.
All the bombs. I mean, we started off with a 3-setter. We had our first 4-setter. I mean, not to jinx it, but again, it's Chocomucho Flying Titans against the Creamline Cool Smashers. We've got more games coming up. The hype is on. A new conference awaits all the viewers, and we are so excited to see more stories unfold here in the PVL, the heart of volleyball.
Ba't may pag ganito, PVL?
Oh my God, that's hard. Papasalamat na ako na nakilala kita.
Lakas-lakas na yung energy nito. Aga-aga pa lang.
Ano ang paborito mong parte sa pagiging teammate ko?
Abangan.